finally time. Time to get some work done on this damn build. Jeez. Welcome to Simple Rud. This video is going to be, well, the mapping out of the liquid cooling system. I'm going to work on getting as much of the build done as possible in this video, so I'm going to try not to do a whole lot of talking. With that being said, I do want to show you and talk about the parts I did get before getting into the build. Before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe. I got more content coming and I'm trying to make the best content I can for you guys. So, you know, feel free to drop them comments, ask some questions. Let's get this conversation going. Now, for what we have in front of you, you can see there are, well, multiple brands, even, you know, random China brands. This will be the display though. 7-inch display, 3 140s. This one's gonna go on top, so I'll probably have to finish designing and print this top hat for this video so I can get this installed and wired up. We'll be installing the cable mod cables. I went with white, however I might do the black for my 24 pin. I don't know. The only reason I say that is the 24 pin in this bad boy is long. This build don't have a lot of room for long. Get it? Now with that, all of my 90 degrees and my T-fittings are EK. One, because they're the only ones with these amazing micros. Yeah, amazing. They all look amazing and they have good quality. Fitting wise, the only reason I didn't go with EK for that is one, I wanted white fittings. They don't offer white. But two, I've got the Corsair tubes. Now from what I understand, the Corsair tubes match the Bits Power fittings. Since Bits Power looks like they make Corsair's fittings. They're very similar, if not exactly the same with different logos. So, 2 packs of Bits Power fittings, along with a temperature sensor for the coolant. I've never done that before. I want one. I want to see the difference, get some good readings on the temperature when my CPU decides to spike through the roof. I want to see how the temperature responds. Now, as you can see, these loop accessories, I ordered this weird because I'm not sure on the height restrictions. So what I have here is the DDC pump with the acetyl top, and I've also got the heatsink for the bottom. Now you can buy that whole thing in a kit and it would have saved me like 10 bucks. But the heatsink bottom does add some height. Now it also adds the cooling necessary for the DDC. So if I don't put that heatsink on, I will be putting a fan underneath that blows directly onto the DDC to keep it cool while still allowing me to have that shorter height. And I think, oh, one last thing, my custom reservoir. Now I haven't done all the finishing touches to make it as pretty as I would like in the build, but for the uses of designing my layout, you know, bending the tubes, having everything go where they need to, this will be just fine because this mounts up where it needs to mount up and none of those dimensions are changing. Perfect. So I'm going to probably start with wiring things up. I have, well, nothing's wired up. That was more talking than I wanted to do. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. I'll respond, comment with, you know, answers or comments or something. I don't know. We'll do something. With that, let's get to the build video of me doing the work I haven't done yet that I really need to do. Let's do that.
Fingers stained with blood, been grasping all day, losing my touch with reality, driving all day, searching all night, can't seem to focus this double sight. This is a tale sworn in a sight. Finding my way back to life.
One specific frequency. Release me, set me free. Release me, set me free. So lost, so torn, can't help, need more. So lost, so torn, oh. This is a tale sworn in a sight. Finding my way back to life.
And it's liquid cooled again. Now, most of my plans didn't really work out. I mean, in general, it's the same as what I wanted overall, but I'd hoped not to have to pull the power supply out further, but I did. And I'm kind of happy I did. I really like the look of it too, and it adds to, you know, what my goal is, kind of spaceshipy. Probably gonna go with a Star Wars theme is kind of where I'm getting at this point. Of course, it's not done yet, and I've still got not a lot of work left, but some work left. And you know, I gotta get the screen on and get that program to show the information I want to reflect off of it. I've got to make a cover to kind of complete this all, so it doesn't look like there's just a random screen floating. I have the front parts printed. I still have to glue them, paint them, sand them, all that fun stuff. And then I will be adding vinyls as well. And of course the glass goes over the front. On the back I'm kind of sad about. I wanted to keep the liquid cooling on the 2080 Ti, but I went back to air cooling, and you know, it does look pretty awesome anyways. And this one's going to be the mesh side anyways, so you're not really going to see it. You know, you might see the RGB glowing through, but that's about it. Now as for the work, the PMMA tubing takes a little bit to get used to. I do like it though. It doesn't instantly go floppy, but I wasted a lot of tube trying to figure out how to get good bins. And the 45s turned out great, the 90 turned out great. I'm really happy with the overall look of it. I did plan to go on a darker purple for the fluid, but I didn't quite do that. Now, as you can see here, I have a purple stop. Now that is because the only thing I had leaking was EK's drain port. Yeah, their drain port. I'm gonna just go with I had bad luck and got a bad one, but it leaked instantly. So replacing the end with that prevents it from leaking. So at least that's helpful, but without that, I would have had to drain the entire loop and fix it. So basically the mechanism that closes so you can pull it, which open it and let fluid out, well, when you close it again, it doesn't close. I mean, it closes, but not fully, so it still leaks out of there. So it comes with the cover that should stop it. It did not stop it, but this one does. I really didn't want to go with any of the purple fittings, but you know, it's cool to have a little bit of wane tower in this case as well. And you know, it's got a lot more wane tower anyways. Now the reservoir is custom. It's a 30mm tube that I bought off of Amazon, cut to length, and made a 3D printed setup for it. Made sure that, you know, so for the holes, you want to undersize them and then you want to tap them. Do not try printing the tap. You won't get it. It won't print straight for those threads or anything like that. And it did not work out that way. So reprinted them, had them tapped so the threads are proper. I did have to put a little bit of sealant around the tube. I was getting leaking at first, so that is gone. I am using Mayhem's Nuke, so I've got a little bit of black and mostly purple. I do have a little bit of fluid left. Now, of course, a big part of doing this build was the fact that my 2080 Ti could potentially be dying on me. So, if that is the case, then I'm gonna have to rebuild the skin. So I've got the extra coolant just in case I have to drain the loop and redo it. My goal would be not to do that. Not to do that. Now, as you can see, I do have these cool sleds that I created to kind of add to the look, but also to keep it elevated now, not only for airflow on the bottom, but to give me extra length on the back to not need 90-degree connectors for the graphics card, as well as the screws for the pump down here kind of stick out a lot. So as you can see, maybe you can see it, carved up my workbench a little bit, but it's a workbench, that's what it's for. I feel like I probably missed a decent amount of the details on this build, but I will be back for another video and I'll try to do an overall look on that one as well. So with that, don't forget to subscribe. I got this build coming. I've got 2 cases that I pre-ordered that, depending on when this comes out, you will either see them or not. At this point in time, I have a backlog of about 15 videos and I don't know what order I'm going to release them in. So there's plenty of content to come. So, you know, like, comment down below, ask questions. I'm always open to answer them. And with that, thank you.